Welcome back everyone to Emkin Gardening, and today we have a very special project with our Supertunia Vistas. Our goal today is going to be to make some sort of ombre effect using Supertunia. So right behind us we have a line of little vintage looking tin hanging baskets. They're about a foot wide and 6 inches deep. So what we're going to be doing is putting one of these flowers in each container, and I'll tell you why. So with the vistas, we have talked about this a little bit before. They have an incredible growth habit. So they can get 2 feet tall, and they will mound and trail to 3 feet down. So they're great in the landscape, but they're also really great in containers or hanging baskets because of that mounding and trailing. The difference between a Vista, a Supertunia Vista, compared to just a regular Supertunia is a couple of things. So their bloom to leaf and stem ratio airs much more on the bloom side. So there's just blooms covering these plants. Whereas regular petunias, they do have like really large blooms, typically like wave petunias, but their ratio of blooms to like stem and leaves are not comparable to what you're going to see with these. Also just the growth habit, like regular wave petunias do not get as tall and as wide down because they get tall and they mound and trail over, but that 3 feet is also going this way too, if you can imagine mounding and trailing for 3 feet with one plant, one of these little bitties. Okay, so we're going to attempt to do an ombre, and we're going to put the containers kind of close together, you can see on the fence, in hopes that they're going to kind of integrate together to really create a cool look, hopefully. So we have some supplies with us. Before I start going into plant names, we're just using regular potting mix. I think it's just Vigorel potting mix, and we are going to be using Biotone starter fertilizer. This is from Espoma. We have used this in a previous video. The reason why we're going to use Biotone starter fertilizer is this fertilizer is made specifically for when you're starting your plants. So that's why you saw us use like rose tone or plant tone in already established plants in the ground. We're going to use Biotone starter fertilizer for anything that we are planting fresh. The nutrients are a little bit different, and it really helps jumpstart the plant's growth. In a previous video, we have also talked about how Supertunias in our area get budworm. And so they start out as eggs, and then they hatch into the caterpillar stage. And you can always tell that you have budworms on your Supertunias because they will eat holes straight through the, even like the middle of the bud. So they'll eat a hole straight through the center part, and they'll just eat all of your plants. To combat that, we will be spraying BT. We won't be spraying it quite yet. We'll give them a couple weeks to get established. But again, you've seen us use Captain Jack's products before, the Bonide products from Captain Jack. This is BT. It kills all of the life cycles of that particular insect, a bunch other ones too. This is organic. For organic gardening, it has that brown or that tan bronze goldish labeling, so you know it's organic. And same thing how you saw us deal with aphids, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to use BT as more of like a preventative to just stop the problem before it starts, because these, I am telling you, these caterpillars eventually turn into moths. These caterpillars will destroy all of the blooms, and we just talked about how many blooms there are on these plants. They will devour all of it, and we have not tried we knew about this and how important this was, but we had never done it before. And Ryan, there was like a month out of the summer season, growing season, where we would not have any buds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and no one wants that. No one wants that. So, we're going to do that this year. We're going to use BT. And so just like in our aphids video, you will coat all of the top and then lift up all of the bottom and get underneath, get everything once a week. Okay? And we'll do it once a week, probably every couple weeks. Because we don't have too many Supertunias that we're using this year. Okay, let's talk plants. So, like I said before, the Vista series is a little bit different than normal, typical wave petunias that you can buy at the grocery store. However, the Vistas are also a little bit different when it comes to just the other Supertunias that Proven Winners sell. So again, with that bud, the bloom to like leaf ratio, the how high, how tall and wide they get, we have a selection here. Some of these are not Vistas. Some of these are mini Vistas. So we'll talk a little bit about that. This is a Supertunia Mini Vista White. And it is a mini Vista because apparently the blooms are smaller than the normal Supertunia Vistas. However, in comparison to a Vista that's right next to it, I would say that they're similar sizes. Maybe the bubblegum a little bit is bigger. I don't know. But it's still a Vista. It's still going to perform the same way. So this is our light white with this pale yellow in the middle. Right next to it is our Supertunia Vista Silverberry. And you can really hopefully see like the pink accents in the silverberry, which is a perfect transition to our Supertunia Vista Bubblegum, which is a beast of a plant, I am telling you. Just wait. Right next to it we have the Supertunia Vista Fuchsia. And then right next to that one we have the Supertunia Vista Jazzberry. And this will pull slightly more purple tones than the fuchsia, which will lead us to one of our favorites is, this is, you'll notice, a regular Supertunia Bordeaux. However, this Supertunia should probably be classified as a Vista because of its growth habit. It gets very large. So we end our ombre on a purple note. So these Supertunia Vista Minis, and Supertunia Vistas all require the same light. So they like a part sun to sun, but in our experience, full sun is the best for production for these. They love to be consistently watered. They do very well with a slow release fertilizer, which we will be putting in today with the Biotone. And then mid-season, you can come in with a second dose of slow release fertilizer. We will also, when we start our weekly water-soluble fertilizing, we will be going and water fertilizing these as well on a weekly basis. Same thing with the Super Bells. Mid-season, you can just come in with some sharp pruners or scissors and just give them a little haircut. They'll probably need like a week to recover, but then again, just vigorous growth after it. It rejuvenates the plant and then they continue blooming. These will bloom all the way until a hard frost, so all the way into the fall they'll bloom. Another wonderful thing about Supertunia Vistas that regular wave petunias do not have is they are self-cleaning, which means that you don't have to deadhead them. So the spent blooms will actually, the plant will it's happening right now, actually, if you look. The plant will actually let go of the spent bloom. And the spent bloom will just fall right off the plant and compost into the earth. Other petunias don't do that, and you have to physically pick off all of those spent blooms, which is time consuming. All right, so we're gonna get these planted up very similarly. We're going to fill with the soil, put fertilizer in it, put one plant in each container, and then hopefully you will see the big ombre reveal at the end. Here we go. Thank you so much for watching. We're really excited about this project. We think that it's going to become a beautiful backdrop in our garden back here, and we hope that this was inspirational to you and you might want to go out and get yourself some Supertunia Vistas, because man, you will not regret it. If you liked this video, you can comment and give us a like and subscribe to our channel. And we hope that you have a wonderful weekend of planting.